Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome once again to a Monster Legends Comparison Series episode. Now, we still haven't exactly decided which two monsters we're going to be comparing. This is why you can see gameplay in the background. But hopefully more people show up, and I'm going to be looking on the Discord chat and on the YouTube chat, and hopefully then we can decide which two monsters we're going to be comparing. The only rules I have for those is that we either compare two monsters that are of the same elements or two monsters that are in the same book. Because that's how, in my opinion, when monsters truly shine. As far as player versus player in dungeons, you know, any monster can be really good. You just give them really good runes, you rank them up. But it's really in Team Wars where a monster, where you really see how good a monster is. So hopefully you guys can give your suggestions there, and then hopefully we can agree as a community which two monsters to compare. For now, I'm just going to do one player versus player battle because that's all I have. And yeah, hopefully more people show up. Welcome everyone, welcome. And let me check Discord. And then, by the way, if you want to be a part of this live stream, you have to join Discord. That's the only way I can take calls. I can't do Skype, unfortunately. So if you want to join Discord, there's a link in the description. And we'll get into the comparison in a little bit. Let me just do one player versus player battle, and we'll go from there. So click on multiplayer. Let's see, there's already 3 people waiting to call in, so that's good. And then as far as here, let's see. Yo, hello everyone, welcome. So give your suggestions and just try to agree on a suggestion. And if we can do that, that'll be awesome, and we can go from there. So this will be pretty easy. I'll take on the first guy right here. Hackster, Super Tomato, and Mystery. I gotta take on the last guy too. So after this, we will hopefully have a comparison to play, or a comparison episode. Oh, is that a team speed? Level 7, Hackster. Nope, I got this. Alright, let's do this. So here are some suggestions I'm seeing. Egg Eater versus Violet, Heyman versus Heyman, Nishan's Pet versus Krampus, and that's it. Megaosteum versus Darmith, so 2 attackers. And on Discord, I'm not really seeing much. Let's see, Discord. Yeah, I don't see much. Virtue versus General 2, maybe. Yeah, so try to decide. And let me do Glacial Snowstorm on, doesn't really matter who. I'm gonna do it against Hackster just in case I was to miss. And look, I did miss. I missed the stamina drain. Alright, let's see. Same book. My only requirement for the comparisons are that they either be in the same book or that they be the same elements, because that's how Team Wars works. So let's do that. So once again, these are some suggestions. Hold on, let me go back to the YouTube. It's General Darmith Megaosteum, Egg Eater versus Violet. And you know what? That's the second time I've seen General Darmith versus Megaosteum, so that's 2 votes for him. Egg Eater versus Violet. Harusami versus Mommy. Tempest versus Alex Bone. And Megaosteum versus Darmith. Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time. Same elements or same book. Those are my only requirements for doing the comparisons. Kai versus Shalinar. Razul versus Osteoclast. And they are both in Evil Legions. Alright. And Undead. Oh, by the way, if you're on Discord, check out feedback. There's some really good suggestions there on feedback. On different monsters we can compare. Alright, and don't worry, for future comparison series episodes, we'll be more organized. I'll send out a poll ahead of time, and then we can actually figure out which comparison people want to see the most. Alright, Tempest versus Uru. Darmith versus Mega. I think Darmith versus Megaosteum is what I'm seeing most. Judgment Kiridar, Violet Mommy, Frostbite General Thetis. I feel like we did a Frostbite versus General Thetis, no? I know we've done some. Yeah, we already did Frostbite versus General Thetis. That was one of the first episodes. Hey, welcome to the Alliance. Alright. So I think the most popular is Darmith versus Megaosteum, so I think we're going to do that one. So let me just set everything up, enjoy the background of my gameplay for now. Let me set everything up and we'll get started. So let me change the title of this. It's going to be General Darmith versus Megaosteum. General Darmith versus Megaosteum. Sounds good to me. And let me click save. Alright, don't worry guys, for next time we'll send out a poll and everyone can actually vote. So for now, let's just operate under this condition. So fire. General Darmith, where are you, sir? General Darmith and Megaosteum, fire. Right before General Darmith. Alright. Alright, so let's do this. Let me get rid of blue stacks. Welcome everyone to episode 7 of Monster Legends Comparison Series, where we take two monsters and compare them. We try to decide which is the overall better monster, whether a monster is better on defense or offense. We're basically just trying to figure out who is the best monster between the two. And there's different ways of looking at this, so I'm going to be taking in different colors from Discord, and then we're going to be talking about which monsters are better. It's going to be one-on-one conversations with me. In the past, I've done 2 people dispute over 2 monsters. I think we might do that in the future, but for now, it's just going to be one-on-one. I may play devil advocates here and there, or for the most part, you'll just hear the other person talk. The only 2 rules I really have about Discord and being on a live stream is that if you're with another person, you have to be respectful in the call. If someone disagrees with you, don't tell that person. That's their opinion. They're fully entitled to believe in their opinion. The other rule I have is that if you come online just to troll or to make a joke, I'm most likely going to remove you from the call, and depending on the severity of what you do, you might end up getting removed from Discord. So be careful about what you do. If you're calling here to troll, I really wouldn't recommend it. If you're coming here to give advice, to give your opinion, that's awesome. That's what I want to hear from these conversations. So anyways, General Darmith versus Megaosteum. If you're looking at the stream right now, you can see the stats of both monsters: 3,509 for General Darmith, Megaosteum 3,575. So it's higher. Speed, or actually life for General Darmith is 27,747. Megaosteum 26,239. So slightly lower, not too much, 1,500 points here and there. As for speed for General Darmith, 3,465. Tied to many deny monsters for Megaosteum, 3,399. Not necessarily the fastest. And of course, traits, General Darmith is tough, 35% less accuracy to negative effects. Megaosteum, like the typical fire monster, he's immune to burning. So later on, we'll discuss skills. Just wanted to give you guys the stats, and I'm going to start bringing people in. So make sure you join the Discord if you want to be a part of the call. I'm going to do my best, considering I already see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 6 people on Discord. So I don't want these, excuse me, I don't want these episodes to be more than an hour long. So I'm going to try to limit you guys to 5 minutes. So be careful on that. I really hate to cut you off. I know there's so much you can say about monsters, but 5 minutes is what I'm going to try to limit everyone off to. So I'm going to start at 12:10, and I'm just going to pull the first person I saw. So give me a bit and we'll get started with that. I wish I had the seconds so we can do a countdown. Alright, oh, and since I have time, if you want to like give information about monster skills and stats, make sure you have the wiki open already, because if I call you and you have to open up the wiki, that kind of takes time away from you doing your argument. So have whatever information you need out. Also, if you can, join the general chat first and talk with other people and make sure your mic is working, because it also sucks when I bring someone up and then their mic doesn't work. Anyways, it's 12:10. I'm going to start bringing people up. We're going to start with eSonic14. So let me join myself. And eSonic, you're on. eSonic. Alright, we're going to try someone else. We are going to... Let's try General Waffle. General Waffle, you're on. Hello, you're on.
Yeah, personally, I think the best monster is Darmith.
Alright, why is that?
Because even though he has less strength than Darmith, and less strength than Megaosteum, I think that because he's a higher speed, he can like do the job of being an attacker better than Megaosteum.
What about in terms of skills? Who would you say has better skills?
Who would I say has better skills? I'd say that Darmith has better skills, but he has a worse ult because his ult is only a one person, whereas Megaosteum's ult hit is an AoE.
Hmm.
And I'd say that his self buff skill is a lot better than Megaosteum's because he can double his damage and he has Dragon Berserker, which it it ignores 50% of incoming damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially like giving him double life
But
and double damage in one skill. It's awesome.
yeah. But one thing I can say good about Megaosteum is he does have that stun move. He does have that stun attack, which will help him a lot in wars. But I feel like he's an attacker, so that would be the denier's job to like immobilize the enemy.
Yeah, that's true. I do have a question though. So if does speed matter too much if they're both attackers? If it's the denies monster's job to stop the enemy?
I think that, well, yes, the deny monster it's its job to deny the enemy. I think that speed does matter because what if you somehow miss your deny and then it's just gonna be, what if the Megaosteum attacks you first? Then that's just gonna put you at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, that's true. There's always that chance you might miss the deny.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm not that sure for attack, but for defense, I'd say Darmith is better.
Yeah, for sure. Why is that?
Yeah, because for defense, he can. First of all, he has a strong AoE, and he can also burn the enemy, and also just for that chance that he does use Dragon Berserker, that's why it doesn't give him the extra precision. That's still gonna make it so he takes less damage, so he may be able to survive just so he can wipe out the enemy.
Yeah, that's true. So overall, for sure, Darmith, you would say is better on defense, right?
Yeah, for sure, I would say Darmith is better on defense, but for offense, I'm not really sure.
But if you had to lean towards one or the other, would it be more towards Darmith?
I'd say lean more towards Darmith, and also he has a better trait in general.
Yeah. And do you have any pluses to say about Megaosteum?
Megaosteum, yeah. He has more power than Darmith, so on the chance that he does get his attack, then he'd probably be able to wipe out one of the enemy monsters. And his stun move can, like I said, he's an attacker, so that's not really his job. But in case the chance that the enemy isn't denied, he can still use his stun attack. And that might actually win you the game.
Yeah, that's true. You never know when that stun comes in handy and protects you from getting killed next turn.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for being on.
Yeah, sorry for acting a little awkward. I'm really nervous.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Alright, so overall I would say we have one vote for General Darmith. And let's try to bring in one more person. Let's see. Tenpai, you're on.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So what is your opinion?
Hello.
Hi.
My opinion is, Megaosteum is a lot better than General Darmith in my opinion, because his attack is higher and he has a 60 single special hit, which means that he can basically one-shot any monster if he has the correct runes on him.
Do you think Darmith can do that, or what?
I mean, I feel like Darmith has less single target damage hits, so if he wanted to actually one-shot somebody, he would have to set up a little bit more.
Is this an opinion for offense or for defense or for both or what?
This is more for offense. Where you can actually control Megaosteum.
Yeah.
So it basically means that overall, in my personal opinion, I feel like Darmith is a lot better, but he requires some setup, but Megaosteum can one-shot somebody without any setup at all.
Yeah, it's cool that 60 damage is no cooldown, so you can use that over and over if you needed to.
Yes, and imagine, and the same thing goes if you pair it with some people like Demise. You can basically literally one-shot people with no down. And the 0 cooldown means that you can do it again on another monster.
Yep. What about for defense? Who would you choose?
Overall for defense, it would really depend. If there was another attacker in my defense, I would get Darmith. But if Megaosteum was my only offensive, then I would definitely bring Megaosteum.
All right. Cool, cool. So overall, your vote would go for Megaosteum. Awesome. So we have differences in opinions here. Anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
All right. Thanks for being on. Alright, so as of right now, we have 2 votes. We have 1 vote for General Darmith as being the overall better monster, 1 for Megaosteum. So a really interesting turn of events. I'm wondering what the next person is going to say. We're bringing in Blobs.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad.
Alright, what is your opinion?
It's definitely got to be General Darmith. General Darmith, for me, is much more reliable than Megaosteum for both defense and offense. Just because tough is the main reason, and for General Darmith being available in Team Shop. Well, he used to be really cheap in Team Shop.
Yeah.
So even though Megaosteum has that single 60 damage, no cooldown attack, just because of that, I mean, Megaosteum can one-shot Darmith and pretty much any other monster like that with, let's say they're the same level and had the same runes. But Darmith, for me, is the more reliable one because tough helps me rely on avoiding all the debuffs like stun, freeze, and blind and daze. Basically all debuffs.
Negative effects, yeah.
Then worst comes to worst, you can have Dragon Berserker, which just doubles your life and just keeps you up. But when going against Megaosteum, he can just stun you and then you just lose 1 turn and you can stall him out of his Dragon Berserker.
Yeah, I guess.
But in my opinion,
go for it.
What is that?
No, I was gonna say if we're comparing against each other, that Megaosteum having that stun skill really gives him. It's a tough one because he has a slight advantage because he can immobilize, but then General Darmith might not get immobilized. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's say in Team Wars you have your General Deities to just deny. Then I guess then I would still say General Darmith is better because you have both Fury Flare and Final Flare for the 2 AoEs, which I usually run both of them. And then you have your single target special attack, which is more than strong enough to one-shot either the fire monster or the deny monster. And usually when it comes to that, then Final Flare is usually more than enough to just one-shot the water deny monster or any deny monster that you're going against.
Alright, cool.
And yeah.
So another vote for Darmith.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. Alright, so this is really cool. As of right now, we have 2 votes for General Darmith and 1 vote for Megaosteum. Darmith, I think his main factor that makes him really good is his trait. Having tough, that makes it so that there's a 35% chance he won't be immobilized. So even if you deny, and if you fail to deny, and then the enemy deny monster goes, you may not get immobilized, and that gives you a better chance. Whereas with Megaosteum, he's immune to burning. Chances are he will be immobilized. However, Megaosteum does have stun and more powerful attacks. However, Darmith, he has a 55 special based attack. Sure, it has a 1 turn cooldown, but it applies burning. So I don't know, let's get in more people's opinions. Ninja, see ya, 3, 2, 1, you are on. Ninja. Alright, we'll try someone else for now. Alright, let's bring in... Oh, he just left. What happened? Let's try E-Sonic again. E-Sonic, you're on again. E-Sonic? Alright, no E-Sonic again. Let's try... Donald. Donald, you are on. Awkward silence. Donald?
I'm here.
Okay, what is your opinion on General Darmith versus Megaosteum?
I would have to choose General Darmith.
Alright, why is that?
The power, the speed. Like, if we were talking about this in Team Wars or PvP, and we're not adding like strength or speed runes to buff them. Like, if they were just random people who just put life or stamina or gold, and they didn't buff up their strength or hit points. You know, if they're with their speed and strength, I think General Darmith would still be superior because he has lots of skills, strength, and most of his attacks actually do a lot of damage. I know Megaosteum has a lot of attacks that are extremely powerful.
Yeah.
And I think there's one attack that boosts its double damage.
Yeah. It's
but then you gotta look at general
prehistoric power. It gives him double damage, increased accuracy, and 50% stamina recovery.
That's very good, but I was starting to go General Darmith because of that unique effect he has where Dragon Berserk, it also gives him double damage, plus it cuts the damage he takes in half. So
yeah.
If Megaosteum attacks him with double damage, that'll be cut in half. Basically just giving him
it basically cancels out, no? If Darmith takes less damage, 50% less damage, and Megaosteum has double damage, I think that cancels out.
I think that just makes sense. I tell you what, I think he just getting like that's basically a damage boost right there. Normal damage boost.
So you're saying Megaosteum, not Megaosteum, Darmith is better primarily because of that skill. That's what makes him stand out, and the stats.
That skill, plus he also has Dragon Soul, which also gives his entire team damage boost and accuracy. Not double damage, but still that's a good damage boost.
Yeah.
Plus he has a lot of burn attacks, which I know Megaosteum is immune to. Correct?
Yeah.
But most of his attacks are extremely high, and they're special based. Doesn't like Osteum, but I think that Dragon Berserk is what really stands him out.
And just to ask, who do you think is better on defense, Darmith or Megaosteum?
I would still have to go for Darmith because of his trait,
yeah.
and skills, because his stun, any effect can still have less accuracy, and they might miss that effect, which is great. Megaosteum, I know he's good. He's really good in defense, but I would still have to choose Darmith all the way.
All right, sounds good. So that's 3 votes for Darmith so far. All right, anything else you want to say?
Actually, no.
All right, thanks for being on.
All right.
All right, so overall, 3 votes for Darmith, 1 vote for Megaosteum. Let's see if we can get more Megaosteum fans. I'm just going to be pulling people up at random. Let's try Dib. Dib, what do you have to say about this General Darmith Megaosteum conversation?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I was just watching the computer. Alright, how's it going? I think it's interesting that no one has brought up the fact a lot of monsters, we're getting a lot of new monsters that set cooldowns. I find that interesting. Like the magic monster that just came out, and I do believe Pigredo.
Yeah,
Is there any other ones that
have
recently?
Those 2 come to mind. I think.
And then we got that new whatchamacallit, that blinds and damage reduction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say for the most part it's totally situational based. If you're fighting someone with cooldowns activated, Darmith can't do anything. He doesn't have a spammable move. Sure, does he have a 1-turn cooldown? Yeah, but you still have to wait a turn. You're not doing anything. You're not doing any damage. Megaosteum as the spammable special base move, which is nice, and that does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Even with just one level 5 strength, it does so much damage. I like the ult of Megaosteum. It's AoE based. It dazes. That hurts a lot. I've never seen a time where that doesn't hurt anything. That's a lot. I will say the things that why Darmith is obviously better than Megaosteum are pretty accurate. being able to take half damage, and that can stack with double life too. So now he just doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
You can't touch him for that 2 turns unless the enemy is running something that removes positive effects, and we're getting a lot of that too. I want to say that real quick. We're getting a lot of monsters too that remove positive effects, especially deniers, like that new magic monster too, the AoE stunning. Again, I also agree that Darmith is way better on defense than Megaosteum. I'd rather put something that has a chance to avoid deny than putting out something on defense that's not immune to deny.
Yep.
Preferably. If it's not like immune to possession, freeze, or stun, harden's the next best thing, or tough, harden/tough. Okay. But if it's not immune to anything on defense, don't put it on defense.
So I know you said you started off by saying it was situational, especially because more monsters are emerging with like a variety of skills. But if you had to choose, I guess, one of these monsters to have for like the rest of your game, and you can't have the other, who would you choose?
I really want to say Megaosteum. I really want to say that.
Interesting.
Simply because he has the stun skill, he has the spammable special skill. In terms of an offensive situation, of course, you build around your comps around who you're fighting against. A lot of people kind of diss on burning because, you know, generally every monster is immune to burn.
Yeah.
Every single person uses Darmith. He's a phenomenal monster too, but he's not immune to burning too.
Yeah.
that does some heavy life on you too. I will say is anyone else terrified of 2-speed strength Darmith? Have you fought that before?
I don't think I've fought that before.
It's terrifying. Chunks your health so much if they're running like a 6 or above. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I could say it's kind of a thing. They're both phenomenal fire monsters.
That's true. That should have been said at the beginning. They are both great. Like, you really can't go wrong with either.
Kind of like that situation with Barbatos and Roswell again.
Alright, so
but yeah, phenomenal.
Nice. So Megaosteum is your answer.
Yep.
He's more the double damage, the 0 cooldown, and then the being able to stun. Like, yeah, he's an attacker. He doesn't always need to stun, but you never know when it comes in handy.
Isn't he Megaosteum also in more books? Is that a thing?
That's one thing that I'm surprised no one has mentioned. No one has mentioned their usability in books. I actually don't know them off the top of my head. I know Darmith isn't just I want to say just dragon, whereas Megaosteum's is undead, I think. And maybe
because I think
dragon.
I think he's in more than dragons. I know I used them more than.
Yeah, he's an undead. Megaosteum's undead. Yeah, hopefully someone brings that up later on.
Usability. So, what's the other book? Can we see that real quick? What's the other one? Is it in the undead chapter? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just hoping someone brings it up later.
Yeah,
no one's really brought it up. But yeah, all right. So vote for Megaosteum. Thank you, Dib.
Yep.
All right, so we have another vote for Megaosteum. That is awesome. So it's 3 to Darmith, 2 to Megaosteum. Let's see what more people have to say. I'm really surprised more and more people haven't mentioned the usability in books, because that's something that's really important now. Moving forward, we have to see which monster is more usable. So even if, like, let me just think of a monster who's really good but isn't in any books. Well, let's just talk about Voltic. Voltic is only in the superhero book, and he's a thunder. So although he's amazing in that category, if you compare him to someone like Greedy Dragon, who's in like 3 books and a fire monster, like, Greedy has more usability. But anyways, that's a separate topic. Let's bring in more people. Let's see what more people have to say. Zunai, you are on. And awkward silence again. Let's bring in someone else. Let's bring in Unknown. And that is time up. Alright, I'm just gonna pull up random people. Hope this works. Hello?
Hi!
Hey, welcome to the live stream. Alright, what are your thoughts? Darmith, Megaosteum, who's better and why?
Okay, so my opinion is Megaosteum because his 60 damage, 0 cooldown skill can one-hit any monster with good strength throw-ins. And actually, their AoE skills are similar, like Asteroids 35 damage, Burning AoE like Darmith's one, and Cataclysm like Darmith's one.
Yeah, like
I mean,
just so everyone knows,
similar.
Asteroids is similar to Fairy Flare. They both do 30 damage and burning, and then Megaosteum's Cataclysm is equal to Darmith's Fire Flare, Final Flare. They both do 45 fire base damage. Right,
yeah, that's what. And the addition of stun skill for Megaosteum makes him better in my opinion, and for me tough doesn't matter so much, because if I'm playing with Megaosteum, I most of the time I'm going to be attacking and going for a team who I can deny easier.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yep. So that's my opinion, and I'm so nervous right now. Actually, that's my opinion, and that's all I'll say.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining me to the stream.
Thanks for being on. All right, so everyone, that was Bito's adventure. Amazing. Another vote for Megaosteum. That's awesome. So we have it tied at 3-3 now. He gave a really good opinion. Where Megaosteum, his skills are like, if we're comparing the AoEs, they're basically the same. Asteroids, Fairy Flare, and then Cataclysm, Final Flare, same damage output. Megaosteum is stronger though. And then Bone Chomp, that's undisputably the better skill of the two. 60 damage, no cooldown. You can spam as much as you want. He also mentioned Stunning Gob is better because it can stun, so you never know when that comes in handy. And then he brought up an interesting point where he doesn't really care too much about Darmith is tough, because typically in a battle, they're attackers, so you would run someone to deny. Of course, there's always a chance you deny. That could happen with any team, but he doesn't really care too much about Darmith is tough, because these monsters are really there more to attack. So, awesome, awesome. Let's bring in more people. Right now, the score is tied. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. Let's see. Internet Explorer, let's see what you have to say. Hey. Hello. Alright, we'll try again later. Let's try eSonic. He's been on here since the beginning. Let's hope it works this time. eSonic, you are on.
Okay.
Alright, what are your thoughts?
To be honest, Darmith is pretty good when it comes to denial. He's a good denial fire monster.
He's good at denying?
Yeah, he's pretty good at denying.
Can you expand on that?
When it comes to his denial, like if he does like Dragon Slash or Final Slash, he can do like he can burn. To be honest, Darmith is pretty good when it comes
if you have me on the background, can you turn it off if possible?
Okay, I'll set it aside.
All right. So okay, so you're saying he's good at denial because of he can burn with Final Slash?
Somewhat, but he can also be damaging too if you have the right skills.
Alright, keep going. I want to hear where this is going. Are you still on eSonic?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was just I was just thinking.
Alright, sorry. Keep going.
So in terms of damage, he is pretty strong, even though he doesn't have as much power as Megaosteum. But he can be pretty strong depending on what skill set you use. Plus, I've had him once before.
I want to hear your thoughts on Megaosteum. What do you think about him?
He's pretty strong. He's one of the strongest in the game. And I currently have him.
And what about his skills?
My favorite skill from him is Bone Chomp, because it's pretty darn strong. But I don't have Stunning Gob because, well, I wanted to go for a basic damage type fire monster.
Alright, so let me ask you this question. If you could only choose to have one of these monsters for the rest of your Monster Legends gameplay, who would it be, and what is your main argument for having that monster?
I would have Megaosteum.
You would go with Megaosteum?
Yeah, because he's pretty strong, and I would say he's a good damage dealer in terms of skills you use, like Cataclysm and Bone Chomp, especially his Prehistoric Power skill.
Yeah, the self-buff skill.
Yeah, the self-buff skill. If you give him lots of strength runes, you would be able to destroy the enemy.
Yeah, the great thing about that skill is you get your double damage, you get your increased accuracy, so you know you're not going to miss, and you get enough stamina to make sure you can do an attack on the following turn.
Yep.
Alright, eSonic, thank you. Anything you want to say? Any last thing?
So, I really like your channel, and also Battles Adventures is also one of my friends too, from another YouTuber's channel.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, thanks for being on. Alright, so that was eSonic, and his opinion overall was that Megaosteum is the better monster, primarily due to the fact that he's a stronger attacker than General Darmith. So right now the score is 3 to General Darmith, 4 to Megaosteum. Let's continue to bring in more people. We have 22 more minutes for this live stream, so let's bring in Anthony. You are on. Anthony, I hear you slightly.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going? Hello, Anthony? Alright, we'll try him again later. Let's go. Oh, so sorry I skipped you. Kirby! GD. D. Nope, I see a muted mic. Oh, the awkwardness. Alright, let's try. Let's try. Oh, I kicked myself out. Whoops. Hello? Hello? End time? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, welcome. Who do you think is better? Darmith, Megaosteum, and why? Right now the score is 3 to Darmith, 4 to Megaosteum.
Alright, I'm gonna say Megaosteum.
Oh, nice. Another Megaosteum vote. Why is that?
So their skills are extremely similar. They almost have the same skills, just different versions of it. Like Final Flare is the same thing as Cataclysm, just Cataclysm is better because it's less stamina and less cooldowns. Asteroids is the same thing, I think. Yes.
Let me make sure. Yep, you're yeah, Fairy Flare has 34 stamina cost, 3 turn cooldown. Asteroids is 30 stamina cost, so slightly less, but 3 turn cooldown. Those are basically the same.
And I think defense is a lot of luck, because you're gonna use the ones that have the best traits, like Bulwark, Tough, and Ardent, and you're gonna rely on the traits to save you. And I think I like offense better because it's I don't like betting in this game. I don't like taking risks. So, and Megaosteums, even if my deny misses, I can still stun the enemy.
It's true. He has a better. I think his skill set is more versatile than Darmith.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think that Dragon Bursker is the best skill of him, and I don't think so. It's just if you put it on defense, it's just luck. And Megaosteum, I think, is as a better version of it. It's double damage, precision, and it gives back 50% stamina points.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. So that's why I think Megaosteum is better. Also due to its Bone Chomp, which I don't think it can really one-shot anyone because it's only 60 damage, and the one-shots are like 70 and above. That's what I think.
I think it depends on the strength runes. It might be able to, depending on how. I think 2 high enough level strength runes you can, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, but if we're talking like
your average
below...
player, yeah, your average like level 4 or 5 rune, unless they have 3, they probably won't be doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it won't one-shot anyone. So that's okay. That's what I have to say.
All right, awesome. Thanks for being on.
Goodbye.
All right, so we have yet another vote for Megaosteum. So Darmith originally was in the lead. Now he's down 2 points. Let's see if we can bring someone on that has a different opinion. Shalinar is better. That is the person's name. Hey. Unless they have. Hello?
So that's okay. That's what I have to say.
Alright, okay, let me try bringing everyone that didn't work originally. Hello? 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 I literally have like 4 people on the live stream caller right now, but I can't hear anyone.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Hello?
Alright. Oh, wait. Okay. We'll do this. Zuna, you're first. Go for it.
Oh, nice. I would like to vote for Darmith.
Alright,
because
Darmith vote.
I'll say he's better on defense than Megaosteum is.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of his trait. And because of his Dragon Berserker, which gives him bonus health. So, I like to think that on offense, I can just switch out the monsters to use what I like to be the most effective at killing the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But on defense, I can't change my monsters.
Alright, so undisputedly, I think most people would agree Darmith is better on defense. So what about, I think, I guess this conversation mostly revolves around offense. Who's the better offensive monster?
Yeah. There's no doubt that Megaosteum is better on offense, but I still think that if you would only have one of these, you had to pick between Darmith and Megaosteum. I think there are more offensive fire monsters than there are defensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have Darmith if I could only pick one.
That makes perfect sense. Darmith is the overall better monster, defense, offense. But then Megaosteum is, I guess, the superior offensive monster, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm.
All right.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
All right. Do you want to
like
say?
If you? No, I don't have more to say actually.
All right. Awesome then. Thank you for giving your opinion.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so that brought up a very good point. Darmith, I think most of us can agree that Darmith for defense, he's the go-to defense monster, primarily because of the trait Tough. 35% chance he can't be immobilized. You can't stun him, you can't possess him. You know, it's really good. Even if he does potentially get possessed or something, there is always a 25% chance that he uses Dragon Berserker, which will increase his survivability, because now he takes less damage and he even has increasing damage for the next attack. So for defense, I think most of us can agree. I think arguments can obviously be made for Megaosteum, but most of us would agree Darmith is the overall better defensive monster. And considering for fire monsters specifically, there's way more attackers than defensive monsters. Majority of players would want to go for Darmith. That way they could always have a good defense monster. So pretty good. Now Darmith is only down by 1, so it's 4-5. Let's see what anyone else has to say. Boom. Hello.
Oh, hello, Armor. So,
Welcome.
I'm sorry for my mic problems.
That's all good.
So I'm going to break this down from defense to offense.
All right.
So first, let's talk about defense. Sorry. So in defense, in Dragon Book, the only two deniers for Dragon Book are Frostwrath and Egg Eater. So as long for Egg Eater, I don't think Darmith or Megaosteum have a problem with Egg Eater, since they both have a self skill which they can use.
Yep.
And as far as it goes for Frostwrath can freeze the Darmith and the Megaosteum. So Darmith, it has a chance to miss its freeze on Darmith. Meanwhile, on Megaosteum, it will hit most of the time. Like, it's no doubt that it will hit.
Yeah.
And as far another argument for defense, the how do we call it? The Megaosteum trait is immune to fire.
Yeah.
So with which attacker does immune to fire help? If we're talking for fire monsters with a lot, but since the two monsters are in the Dragon Book, the immune to fire doesn't help with Liarnan. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The dragon,
the three heads. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't help with him because he has a 60 damage neutral attack. That doesn't help him with how do we call it? Greedy Dragon, because Greedy Dragon has another special attack which he can use to one-shot Megaosteum. And meanwhile Darmith, sure, these attacks can work on him too, but Liarnan's special attack also stuns. So if it doesn't one-shot, it stuns. A stun might not work on Darmith because, again, of his of his trait.
Yeah.
And one last argument is that for defense is that this Megaosteum is really slow. So if we compare him to every attacker, he's slower than General Darmith. He's slower than Liarnan. He's slower than a Greedy Dragon, and he also has the same speed with Egg Eater, but I guess that doesn't matter. So, anyways, let's say your misses and hits only on Megaosteum. So let's say your team survives a turn, then still Megaosteum will get one-hit comboed by the enemy attacker because he's faster. So, since all the meta picks, such as General Darmith, Liarnan, and Greedy Dragon have a far better speed.
Yeah.
For offense, so I still think that General Darmith is better than Megaosteum for offense, because let's say you use these two monsters to attack. The main defense that people will have is Egg Eater on Dragon. Yeah. On the Dragon spot, it's Egg Eater. So if Egg Eater does an AoE position, let's say he's faster than you, sure, it doesn't matter with both of the monsters, and so they both have self skills, but the Megaosteum is far slower than the enemy attacker because, again, his base speed is bad. Yeah. Meanwhile, General Darmith is faster than the enemy attacker. So it goes like this: General Darmith gets possessed, then he does self skill, then it goes to the enemy attacker, which if he attacks General Darmith, he has his half damage thing, yeah. Dragon Berserker, so it won't kill him. Meanwhile, it can kill Megaosteum since his self skill doesn't give any protective thing.
Yeah.
And as far as that, and when the turns go by, if you need to rely a lot on your AoE deny, stopping the enemy attacker. Meanwhile, if you're putting Megaosteum, so when the turns reset, still the enemy attacker goes before Megaosteum, so he can get another turn in if your deny doesn't do its job. Meanwhile, if we have General Darmith, even if the turns reset, General Darmith with Berserker is still faster than the enemy attacker. I'm sorry if I'm confusing people here.
Yeah, I think if some people are confused, I'm following along. I will say,
and
I think
yes, tell me.
What if Egg Eater does Burn and Blind? If Egg Eater does Burn and Blind and it lands on Darmith, his Berserker won't help too much, whereas Megaosteum, he is immune to burn, so that doesn't matter. And then his self buff skill gives accuracy, so it gets rid of the blind.
Yeah, but even if that happened, I mean, General Darmith does have tough, so that's an argument that
so relying on tough, yeah.
But if it goes on that case, I think Megaosteum does have an upper hand. And another thing I wanted to mention, General Darmith is also on the Evil Legions book. So both monsters are in 2 books.
Okay, they are in 2 books. Alright, thank you for confirming that. Actually, thank you for bringing up the books, because so far no one has really talked about what purpose these monsters do in the books.
Yeah, okay, so those were all of my arguments.
Alright, thank you so much. No, seriously, thank you for adding in the information of books, because that's something I really wanted to hear.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, Megaosteum he's actually in the Undead book too, right? So he's in more books?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so Megaosteum has... No? Oh,
yeah. They are both in 2.
Oh. I thought he was in...
They are both in 2.
Alright then. So they're both in 2. They both have the same usability there.
Okay.
Alright, thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me. Goodbye.
Bye. I love when a person comes in and brings in different elements of the game. Particularly here, he brought in the information of bugs, specifically the kind of dragon monsters you'll face on defense, which typically right now it's Egg Eater. He's immune to possession. He can burn and blind you. He can AoE possess you. He has another 50% chance possession skill, if I'm not mistaken, and he has a single stun skill that always lands. And then there's always Frost Wrath, who has AoE free skills that currently no dragon monster is immune to. So, alright, that's awesome. Let's bring in... I think we are kind of low on time. I think I have time for maybe 2 more people, maybe 1 more person. Let's bring in Kai the Eradicator, see what he has to say. Kai the Eradicator, you are up. And you are gone. Let's try Rabbits.
Rabbits!
Oh, sure, that was loud. Rabbits? I think I have 10 more people. Kai the Eradicator, see what he has to say. Alright, let's try Ninja Sia 321. You have another chance.
Hey.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright. Whoops, there. Alright. If I had to pick, I'd choose General Darmith because of his usability and viability. Because even in both of his own books, he's really good as an attacker, and his stats are superior to Megaosteum because of his speed, really. Since he's able to outspeed your opponent. So even if they were on a 1v1, Darmith, even if they had the same runes, would always go first. And since of his accessibility, because he was in the team shop for quite a long time, he was easily able to be rank 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Unlike Megaosteum, who was only obtainable through sales and on islands. Even in their own books, they're... You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, yeah. Alright, had to make sure. Even in their own books, in the flying book, there's high tier monsters. His second book, high tier monsters like Ingvar and stuff. Ingvar also has moves that can blind. And also, even in the dragon book, there's monsters like Goran, Greedy Dragon, another good fire attacker, and...
Go on.
Fire attacker and Greedy Dragon in the fire attackers, and Egg Eater. Mainly due to his toughness skill, he has a 65% chance only to get hit by moves that can stun from Greedy Dragon and possession skills. And he also has Dragon Berserker, which allows him to live significantly more. So he's able to tank a few hits before getting killed. He also has Dragon Soul, which can help remove any blinding.
What skill set would you run typically on General Darmith, by the way?
For General Darmith, I just run Final Flare, Dragon Berserker, Final Slash, and Dragon Soul. I'd ignore Fury Flare because burning, most fire monsters are immune to burning, and the ones that aren't, such as Greedy Dragon and Shalinar, they have the ability or a chance to one-shot Darmith or not to, and just can do something else. Stun for Greedy Dragon.
If you... Wait, no. How do I put this? Because typically I've been asking people if they could only pick one monster. But if you could only have one monster for offense, like excluding defense right now, would you go with Darmith over Megaosteum?
I'd really just choose Darmith. Mainly due to his speed, Dragon Berserker, so even if I was at a disadvantage, I could ensure that he'd be able to take a few hits so I could survive until the end and win.
Alright, so another vote for Darmith is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Alright, awesome. Any last thing you want to say?
I'm not sure about it, but for some reason I feel like Megaosteum Special King Megaosteum got a boost. Because for some reason I believe it was at 65 before, like a while ago. And now it's at 75.
His ultimate, King Megaosteum?
Yeah.
Huh. Anyone in the chat, if you can comment on that, because I don't think I've ever noticed that. Have I ever done an analysis on this monster? Maybe I can check through my past videos and maybe I can figure it out. Because I don't know. That's worth finding out. Alright, thank you for being on, Ninja.
Alright, bye.
Thank you. Alright, so I think we're going to end there with the analysis. One thing I want to say moving forward, well, first of all, thank you to everyone who's a part of the stream. It was kind of, it wasn't necessarily last minute, but as far as like who we're going to analyze, that was last minute. When we do future streams, I want everyone to try to think of two monsters they want to compare that are in the same elements or in the same books, because that's really the best way we can compare two monsters. We can compare them either to other monsters in their elements, or we can compare them to attackers and deniers in their own book. And I think in this case, Darmith is actually also in the Winged book. Dragon Winged Underworld is what I have. And Megaosteum is Dragon Undead. I don't know, I have to check. Maybe my thing is wrong. So yeah, moving forward, try to incorporate information about the books. Try to incorporate information about about their elements. Overall, I think this was a really great stream. I see there's a few more people that still wanted to talk. Also moving forward, make sure that your mic is working. That way more people can give a chance to discuss their opinion on what monsters they think are better and for what reasons. And yeah, overall, I really like this. Hopefully, no, for sure we're going to do one next Saturday too. So 7 days from now, what is that, July 8th? So we'll do one every Saturday until the end of this month, possibly also until the end of August. And then maybe some weeks we'll do Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully that can work. Hopefully more of you guys can join me. Once again, thank you all for being a part of the stream. Thank you all so much. If you want to join the Discord and keep on having a discussion between the two monsters, go ahead and do it. There's a link in the description to Discord. You can chat with everyone else who was on the stream. Overall, I'd say it was somewhat more of a tie. I think Darmith was the undisputed defense champion. And as far as offense, I think there was really good arguments for Megaosteum, really good arguments for General Darmith. Megaosteum, he can stun, he has 0 cooldown, 60 damage skill. His self buff skill, it's double damage, increased accuracy, so he won't miss, and he gets stamina back, so you know he's going to have enough stamina to do an attack. Whereas Darmith, he's essentially double life and double damage, so it increases his survivability. Both really great skills, both really great monsters, both are basically immune to possession in terms of offense. So yeah, anyways, that's going to be that. Once again, thank you all for being a part of the stream. If you want to continue the conversation, do that on Discord. I may hang around there for a few minutes. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you all once again for being a part of the stream. Like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.